This is ABTV, Animal Bites Television. For animal lovers, by animal lovers.
I'm Greg Graziani, and I've always been fascinated by reptiles, from the tiniest fragile little creatures to the enormous deadly apex predators and everything in between.
In this week's episode of The Python Hunter, we're going to be harvesting some alligator eggs from our Albino Alligator project. Check it out.
It's time for the Python Hunter question of the week. If two albino alligators are bred together, what percentage of the offspring should be albino? A, 100%, B, 50%, or C, 25%? Go ahead and post your answer in the comment section down below, and stay tuned for the answer later on in the show. We have observed a lot of courting from our big pair. We've seen copulations. We've seen females build some massive nests. And the female has laid eggs the past 2 years in a row, but they've been infertile. So today we're hoping for a viable clutch of eggs. I can tell immediately that she's laid her eggs by the defensive disposition she displays trying to guard her nest. Before she lays eggs in the nest, she makes no attempt to defend it when I approach. But once the eggs are there, it's game on. The goal is to minimize the stress to the female alligator, but at the same time, we want to retrieve the eggs safely. So draining the pool will create a more difficult obstacle for her and an easier way to contain her while we remove the eggs. Getting her away from the nest where I can safely get my hands on her won't be easy. The strength and power of this animal is incredible, and she knows I want to put her in the pool, but she's not having it. I'm doing my best to get her in this pool without making her land on the big male. That will only aggravate the situation. This is definitely a two-man job, so my son Lane has got my back. Although he's young, he has a lot of experience, and I'm confident that he knows when and how to get out of a dangerous situation. Lane knows he's no match for the big male, so when he gets defensive of his mate, Lane moves like greased lightning. Big male is just trying to stay away from Mama, because he knows if Mama ain't happy, then nobody's happy. Like I said, Lane knows when and how to get out of a bad situation. Once I get things back under control, I can start removing the eggs. Unlike bird eggs, alligator eggs must remain in the same position they were laid. So I have to be careful removing them from the nest and placing them into the egg box. This is definitely more dangerous than collecting ball python eggs. Lane is doing a great job keeping that female under control. Once the big male decides to exit the pool, there's not much I can do to stop him. The good thing is he knows to stay away from the nest, so he shouldn't be a problem. "34 eggs. Now let's hope they're fertile." Off to the incubator for a 65-day wait. It's time to answer the Python Hunter question of the week. If two albino alligators are bred together, what percentage of the offspring should be albino? The answer is A, 100%. Albinism is a simple recessive trait, which means that each albino parent only has the albino gene to pass on, so all of the babies should be albino.
You know, after waiting 65 days and checking those weekly for banding and not seeing any, we were really disappointed to find out that that whole clutch of 34 eggs was another infertile clutch. We won't be seeing any little white dragons crawling out this year. Unfortunately, that's the way it goes, but this story's not over. Check in with us next week. We've got another clutch of alligator eggs to harvest and a totally different outcome. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. That'll do it for this episode of the Python Hunter. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and feel free to leave a comment down below and let us know what you thought about the show. We'll see you next week.
As a pro bike rider, action sports announcer, and off-road adventurer, I'm always on the go. But for my true passion as a reptile breeder, I created my own sanctuary in South Florida, Camp Kennett.
This is ABTV,